Hello, welcome to the Long Island Weather Update. Some areas really got soaked today, so we're going to do a weather update talking about that. You can see our low pressure area there. Very unusual. You can see all the convection that's popping up in Vermont, and you see the haze and the smoke that's rotating around this thing as well. And looking at the sunset tonight. I actually went to Port Washington to look at it, and yeah, this is what it looked like. Very orangey, red, even some jet junk in there. Just toxic looking sky right there. Sure. So let's look at our current conditions across the area right now. And first, starting off across the country, you'll notice the heat advisories in the west, and these are not dense fog advisories. Joe Chaffee. I was watching this thing. He like, if he does it again tonight and he doesn't talk about the smoke, I may have to make a separate video calling him out on it. I hate doing it, but you can see these are all air quality alerts because of the wildfire smoke. He called them. He said these were fog advisories. I don't know if he's just getting old or he's hooked on the orange man juice. I don't know what it is with him, but it's getting to the point where I'm thinking of unsubscribing from him. But anyway, so 72 degrees. We got temperatures generally around 72, 73. Sort of humid out there. Not too uncomfortable. It seemed like there was a breeze out there. The main story today was those pop-up showers and thunderstorms that developed. And if we look at the radar, rewind the radar here around 2:10, you can see what happened in the afternoon. Widespread areas of showers just started popping up. We got nothing in Mineola. It just missed us. But off just to the east, you can see eastern Nassau and then another cell over New York City. This all developed around us, and then as we went to 3 o'clock, it started forming a line, and the line just popped just to our south of us, and you could see South Shore of Nassau County got into some heavy rain and some thunderstorms as well into the South Shore of Suffolk as well. This line just, and it was very slow moving too. So here we are, 4 o'clock, still absolutely pouring on the South Shore from, I would say, Massapequa all the way to Patchogue, and then there was another cell out east. And then that really exploded into a pretty heavy cell or south of Sayville with some thunder and lightning with it as well. So yeah, that was kind of a surprise. That put down a lot of rain, and we're going to talk about all that rainfall that it put down. We're going to go to the precipitation here right now on our weather and hazards chart, and we'll go to our we'll do 24-hour rainfall, and you'll see. We got nothing here in Mineola, nothing. But look what happens. Go off to the south here. It looks like Hempstead got almost 3/4 of an inch. Not much in Rockville Center. It looks like a little over 1/4 of an inch in the Belmore area. But as you head east, Levittown reporting 1.16. There's a 1.92 at Syosset, and 1.36 in North Massapequa. And then heading east into Suffolk County. Look at Bayshore. Bayshore got over 3 inches of rain from that cell. That's crazy. Very localized. 2 inches at East Islip. Very localized. 1.51 in Sayville. 1.13 in North Patchogue. And Islip got 0.96. At least that'll help our rainfall deficit. Also, Hauppauge got 1 inch as well. But heading out to the Pine Barrens, let's see what they got. Not too much, depending on where you were. Middle Island didn't see much at all, but Brookhaven Airport got 1.27. And now we're having 2.2. Okay, so some parts of the Pine Barrens did get a lot of rain because Manorville here, or you can call that Manorville, 2.20 inches. And West Hampton got 1.51 inches, over 1 inch in Hampton Bays. So you can see, look at the East End. Wow, they got a decent amount of rain out here. Even still some flood advisories. There was some flash flood warnings for some of these downpours. 2 inches in East Hampton, 1 inch in over 1 inch in Montauk. So the rain was much needed. It just fell in a really short amount of time. These weren't severe thunderstorms by any means, just producing a lot of rain sitting over the same areas. But we didn't get any of it here in central Nassau. We kind of missed out on the activity a lot, which a little bit of a disappointment, I could say. But yeah, very impressive for sure. I can also look at the Wonder Map as well and take a look at some precipitation amounts on here as well. So this gives us even more information. You can see Mineola. We barely got anything here. But as you just to our south and east over Garden City, almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. Then a little less in Belmore, and then let's see as you head. Again, it seems like that sweet spot seems to be Babylon also. Babylon got over an inch of rain as well. And then Bayshore. Yeah, this whole area here, it's that cell just stalled over this area for a while, for about an hour. And look at that, 2 to 3 inches of rain on that. That's impressive. That's very, very impressive indeed. And then heading out to the South Shore of Suffolk, it seems like Suffolk County, at least parts of it got a decent amount, which is good. And Pine Barrens, again, northern part. Well, there's one station reporting 1.26 by Lake Panamoka. 2 inches, 2 inches in Pine Valley there. 1.32 in Riverhead. So, yeah, a decent amount of rain here that we got. Really needed, which is good. So, kind of needed because it has been relatively on the dry side. So if we look at our climate prediction center now, thanks to today's rain, Islip should have gotten, let's see what they got, 0.93 inches of rain. So now they're out to 2.55 inches of rain. So now they're getting closer to the normal amount of 2.99. That really helped out a lot. A high was 80, low was 66, a little bit below normal there. Meanwhile, Central Park was dry, only 0.05 inches of rain, but still, they're fairly close to their normal value. High of 84, low of 68, a little bit below normal as well. So, hey, at least some areas got some rain today, and it was definitely very much needed. I don't know if it was a severe thunderstorm or not. It might have been cool to see, but I didn't really see it, so I stayed in my area today. I didn't go to the South Shore. I saw the rain, and it didn't look like there was that anything severe, so it wasn't really, to me, worth chasing. It was mainly just a bunch of heavy rain. Let's go to the CONUS satellite view. Of course, you'll see all the smoke that we're dealing with. And you can see all that smoke. There it is coming off California. Tremendous amount of smoke. Look at that. Look at all that smoke coming off California. And that's all making it so. I mean, the whole country is dealing with this smoke. Florida looks like it's got some heavy rain there as well. But a lot of wildfire smoke, a lot of hazy conditions across the area. No surprise. We'll look at the western Pacific Northwest view again. And you can see these fires are still going. There's the Park fire right here still going. We still have a big fire over here. And I think there was another fire that popped up somewhere else in Colorado, somewhere shared. But plenty of smoke out there. Though I do see some clouds coming in that hopefully maybe at least will help improve the conditions a little bit for firefighters. But you can see that fire is just huge there, that Park fire right there. And then we have these other fires over here in Southern California as well. So lots of fires all over. We can do the larger view of the U.S. Pacific coast. You get a better view of what's going on here. And you can see, look at all these fires. You can see all that smoke going into Idaho and Nevada and Montana. That's where you got your air quality alerts in effect. And we'll look at Northern Rockies. We'll look at this area too as well. So this gives you an idea of just how thick this smoke is. It's crazy. It really is. It really is. Let's just get a little bit of a longer loop here. 24 frames. Oh, we've got another fire that started. So this is the one in Colorado. That looks like that's by a metro area too. So there's another fire now that started we got to worry about. Look at all that smoke that's coming off of that one too. So, man, I tell you, it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's go look at Canada and the northern U.S. See what's going on up there. And you can see all the smoke up there too as well. There's just smoke all over the place. It's crazy. It really is. So we're going to look at the weather map, and we'll go to our highs for today and look at the weather map here. You can see Long Island generally low 80s. Of course, it still manages to hit 90 in Toms River today. Lows, not as low, obviously, as it's been. But let's go and look, and you can see also that high surf advisory for the Cape for that storm. Small craft advisory as well. We got the heat advisory, excessive heat warnings in Kansas, and then we've got these air quality alerts going on. If we take a look at some of these stations here, 6-mile visibility in Boise, Idaho right now. Just to give you an example of the conditions they're dealing with. It's saying haze, but it's all smoke from the wildfires that's going on over there, and it's still pretty hot. Temperatures around 90 there, so those are the kind of conditions you're dealing with right now. So it's a lot of places out west are dealing with the smoke and the haze in the air. It's really bad all over. We can look at Billings, Montana as well. Let's see what their visibility is. They're at 9-mile visibility, so their visibility is also reduced, 9 miles. And so, it should really say smoke. I don't know why it just says nothing, or it just says haze. It's smoke. It's actual smoke from wildfires that are going on. We can look at some of these other areas in the gray area. Of course, we got to try to find an airport, because otherwise they're not going to tell us the visibility. Well, actually, we could probably do this. Let's see. Maybe we can, get visibility reports. So let's see where we have reduced visibility. So here's 4-mile visibility. And look at some of these really reduced visibilities here. 1.50 Sun River. Haze, 1.5. That's smoke. I don't know why it says haze. We're going to have reduced visibility over here. That's mist on the coast. Okay. Well, the mist, hopefully, maybe if we can get some of that mist to come inland, that might help with the wildfire situation. 2.50 with a little bit of light rain going on there. So maybe they'll get into some rain. But you can see, looking at the visibility reports, you can see in this gray area, you have a lot of reduced visibility. And a lot of, all across the west, you've got a lot of reduced visibility. So some of this is near surface smoke, too, as well. I don't know why Indianapolis has 4. They have a thunderstorm there, I guess. So that'll take us to the radar next, and we'll look at the radar. And you'll see there are some thunderstorms in interior New England, and then we have some more thunderstorms over Michigan and into Indiana and southern Illinois. And then Florida also and Georgia have some thunderstorm activity. Some shower activity in New Mexico. We have, looks like, some severe weather going on around South Dakota there. And then out west, not a whole lot of rain. This isn't going to really be enough to help. Maybe it'll help a little bit, but it's not really going down into California where it's really needed, unfortunately. So, So let's go to the... and I just should not have closed the weather and hazards map, because I just wanted to see if there were any severe thunderstorm warnings out there or not. So we'll just do severe weather warnings and see what we have here out there. No, not too many. Just a few flash flood warnings. So let's go to the models now and show you what we have to deal with this week, because this week isn't going to be great. We've got kind of an unsettled pattern here. We got the ridge offshore and another ridge over here and a little weak little trough here. So, you're going to have some chances of showers and thunderstorms tomorrow, I think, a little bit, but I think Wednesday will be a little more of an active day. There's a little bit of a system that pushes through. That brings the winds over to the west, and that's going to bring in hotter air, and that's going to actually bring the temperatures up a little more for Thursday. And then Friday, kind of just stuck in this pattern here. There's the high that tries to build down, but I'm not going too much beyond that in this. Let's go to the HRRR. 0Z HRRR. So here we go. Here's the 0Z HRRR, and you'll see not a whole lot of activity tomorrow. So tomorrow should be a lot drier than today, I think. I mean, in terms of, rain. Now, Wednesday is going to be a little bit more of an active day, though. The HRRR is not showing all that much activity right now for Wednesday. We'll go to the dew points of wind flow just to show you what's going to be happening here. So we have a pretty strong south-southwesterly flow tomorrow, so that'll tendency to keep the coastal areas cooler, warmer inland. It's going to be humid. We goes to more of a southerly flow overnight, and on Wednesday we have an increasing amount of humidity ahead of the southerly wind. So still with the southerly wind. So Wednesday it's going to be even more humid. And then combine that with the smoke. We'll get to the smoke models in a moment here. Temperatures don't drop too much tonight. Tomorrow you'll see inland probably close to 90. Toms River probably at 90 again. Long Island mainly 80s. Not dropping much overnight. And then Wednesday, a little bit more in the way of shower and cloud coverage, so temperatures might be a little bit cooler. Temperatures generally in the 80s, but Jersey could still get close to 90, perhaps. Let me go and look at the sounding for tomorrow. Probably have a decent amount of cloud cover tomorrow, I'm sure. Let's see what we got here on the HRRR. Yeah, it's showing a lot of, cloud cover, haze. We'll get to all that stuff in a moment here. Got the smoke model to look at in just a moment. Let's go to the GFS. Just to show you what's going to be happening as we get past. So here we go. Wednesday. You see what happens Thursday. We get more of a westerly flow. Dew points drop just a little bit, but we got more of a westerly flow, which means it's going to be hotter. That's the main thing. So that's your first day of August, basically. It's going to be turning much, much hotter. And you can see that right here. Your temperatures on the GFS are 90s pretty much everywhere. So Thursday is going to be brutal. And Wednesday, the heat's more confined to the inland areas. So let's go to the skies. Obviously, we're going to have plenty of clouds around tomorrow, probably mid and high. And then more clouds for Wednesday. They'll show a little bit of a break. And then Thursday, we may have less clouds. We may have a lot more sun that day. But other than that, I'm not going to go beyond that in this weather update here. I'm doing the weather update tonight, so tomorrow night, I don't think I'll be doing one unless something unusual happens. So tomorrow night, unless we have a severe weather risk for Wednesday, then I'll have to do one. Let's go to the RGM. So you can see again those clouds that we have, and then sort of clearing out a little bit. Tomorrow we'll have plenty of high clouds, jet junk, and haze, and then more clouds to start for Wednesday, and then you can see. As we get toward later in the day, you can see the type of clouds change. That's like your little front passing through. And then for Thursday, it's showing not too many clouds at all. But let's go and look at the smoke, because that's one thing that we will be dealing with. So we'll go to the 21Z on the RAP smoke model, starting with the vertically integrated smoke. And you'll see what we're dealing with. So here we are going into tomorrow, still dealing with the smoke over us. You can see that. Then it looks like we get a little bit of a break on Wednesday. And then when that next front moves through, as we get into later Wednesday into Thursday, it's showing a whole nother area of smoke coming in. You can see all the smoke from all those. Again, it's just covering the whole country except the deep south pretty much. It's everywhere. It's just everywhere. And we could do the near-surface smoke model as well. And you can see we may be getting into some of that near-surface smoke. We have a little bit of it already. Like I said, I think as we get toward Wednesday, it might improve just a little bit. But then the next batch will come in behind that disturbance. And there could be some near-surface smoke with that, too. And don't forget that these models have been underestimating the smoke for a while. Let's go look at the HRRR smoke model. And see we've got the 0Z run in. So we'll look at the HRRR one now, which actually I think does it a little bit better, I think. RAP is better with Canadian fire smoke. You can see here we go in tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of a break tomorrow and Wednesday, but then you see what's coming down the pipeline as we get into Thursday. Not only when it's going to be hot, not only is it going to be a little humid, but it's also going to be pretty bad air quality. So it's going to really be a trifecta of misery as we get toward later in this week. And we could also look at the near-surface smoke as well. And see if that winds up, wow, look at that. It's definitely spreading across the country. Look at that near-surface smoke making it so. We'll have to see. I think we're going to get into that, too. So, the smoke will be an ongoing issue with no real end in sight at this point. So, that's going to wrap up this Long Island weather update. Have a good night.